I'm ready.
Okay. Go ahead.
Hello, everyone. My name is Angella. I am a teacher from XYZ Elementary School. I come today to represent middle schools and high schools as well, and to speak about some of the current issues that are in our education system. First issue, should I say, that I would like to raise would be about the teachers spending time getting too much busy work. The second issue will be about homework, and the third issue is about attendance laws. I want to give you a little brief synopsis, and it is a clear and present problem with the way the United States education system currently works. There are many problems, and not one individual problem has hindered intelligent minds from realizing their full potential. Somewhere over the last decade, in the school districts, they have stopped reflecting on the actual goals in the institution and what it was actually created for. So, one question I would say, has school become a joke? Are intelligent students both forced to play games with their teachers in order to pass? And if so, it should not be so. And why should they be made to jump through hoops in order to get grades when they actually have the grades? The first problem, if you'll give me a few minutes, sir, I will address your questions. I just want to get into the more of the issues and just give you a little synopsis. Is that okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. And your name is?
Mitchell.
Mitchell. Thank you. One of the critical problems that is facing the school system today is you're going to school for 6 hours, possibly being educated around 2 hours, and teachers are giving busy work. In other words, you may give me a teacher may give a student 2 pages, collect the worksheets, but is it focused on what they're really being tested on in order to pass and make the grade, such as the FCAT and other important upcoming tests? That is one of the issues that I would like to talk about. Being that was said, most would think that the goal of high school is to just keep students busy. Because like I said, on a normal day, they're given 6 actual hours to work and being educated with 2. So what do you think and how do you feel about students being in school, and are they really being given keep busy work in order for the teachers just to keep them out of their head? What do you think, or what do you have to say? Well, yes,
I honestly think, I mean, it's been several years since I've been to school, and I honestly think that there should be more classes geared towards a career, or because, like high school, for example, some kids will graduate high school and go on to a career versus spending 6 or 8 years in college, you know, and trying to get an education. I think that there should be more classes geared towards careers in high school versus just woodworking and metal shop and culinary.
I think there should be more classes geared toward a career.
Yes.
Thank you. Yes.
Yeah, I agree with that, but you know, you got a lot of kids in high school now that just there as a body. You know, there's only a handful, I would say, really want to learn and do something with their life, you know, after high school. You know, like they said, you got to go through, jump a lot of hoops a lot just to get a grade. You know, I don't see them really buckling down and making them learn what they're supposed to be learning. You know, but yeah, they should be geared towards a career.
Geared towards a career, so you concur. Yes, ma'am.
Honestly, I think that many of the high school students today aren't really prepared to enter into classes that are geared towards careers. I think we need, as a society, need to address why they're not ready first, and then put them in a mode to be in a career-oriented class. Or else it's a waste of time and money.
I look at it from 3 standpoint of views. Everybody says something that's very interesting. First of all, you gotta look at the foundation, how the child was brought up.
Exactly.
Second of all, you gotta look at the perspective of the student. Third of all, you gotta look at the perspective of the teacher. Now, sometimes the teacher come there and they get a paycheck just to get a paycheck.
Yeah.
So therefore, they're not as compassionate toward the student, because there are some students that catch on, and there are some students that don't catch on. So you have those teachers that comes in and they just go there to get a paycheck, and then you have those that are really sincere. What I like about the college that I went to, Memorial, was that, one of the colleges that I went to is that they had us to do mandatory tutoring. And because I was really bad in math. And it was so difficult. I kept failing. But as I continued to go to the tutoring, which was mandatory because I wasn't going, and that was the reason why I was failing. And as I continued to sign off on the tutoring hours, I was able to get credit towards the grade. So the teacher could see that even though I had failed, I had put the effort and tried to show that I'm not just coming to school to just come to school and play games. Like, this is what I really want to do. I want this. I want this grade. I need this grade. So, Juan Bowes.
Your name is Juan Bowes. Thank you for your input, Juan. I see that you did come in the meeting after I had begun, and it's really geared towards middle school and high school and elementary schools. But thank you for your input. You see I did take notes, because I will be raising that as a question about mandatory tutoring in the elementary, high schools, and middle schools for our students. That is a very good point, and I appreciate your input. The next issue that I would raise is about the homework. The question is, if I'm giving students 10 pages of text to read and to answer review questions at the end of the text, where they're able to flip back in the books and get the answers, what does that really prove? That the students can copy what they have read. Yes, anybody should be able to copy answers. Just say, for instance, if you have a student who gets 2 papers, they make 100%, or just an average of 90% on each one of the papers, and they get 0 because they did not turn in their homework, so then they end up with about 60% average. Is it right for a student to prove that he can take a test and copy answers from a review just to end up with a failing grade? So what is homework really for? And you as parents, I'm asking, how much of your time do you allocate for your kids? Are you literally sitting down with the kids wondering what they're doing, because you may not know what they're doing as well, because I do know that we have grown older and sometimes we don't use it, we lose it? Or are you able to help with the child, able to help the child with their homework? And are you willing to go to the extent to help them if you have to pay a little fee out your pocket as far as tutoring or getting someone to help that child with their homework? So, is it right and is it fair for the student to end up with failing grades because of homework? And do you feel that it is correct in the school system? Yes, I do see. Yes, thank you. I come back to you. Yes,
I see it like this. As a parent, if your kids bring home homework, as a parent, you're supposed to be responsible to help your kids with homework. I feel like homework is a big stepping stone for a kid to really like help them succeed in school. You know what I mean? But if you have, if a kid don't have a parent, you don't have a tutor, then that's a big part of him failing. I feel like, yes, homework is good, but also if by giving him homework and he don't have no help for his homework, it's not really like, it really is like a waste of time,
And your first name is, sir?
Roger.
Okay, thank you for your input. I'll come back to you, and I'll come over to you. Yes, sir.
Well, as far as homework, I agree with homework, and I feel like it's necessary to improve basic knowledge for kids, you know. But as far as when they take it home, you got a lot of kids that's closed in too. It's not really all the parents' fault. So most of the time it is, because you got parents that's be on some straight dumb stuff and be just pretty much not really involved in the kid's life. But you got,
Or not educated.
I'm not educated enough to even help them. Then you got some kids that just pretty much to themselves, even when they get home, they don't really mention what homework they got or anything to their parents or even present it to them. But I think as far as them getting failing grades, I don't agree with that. I mean, that obviously they're slacking off somewhere in that area, but I agree with homework, and I feel like parents should be more involved. But it's just a two-way street. It's both ends.
I'm hearing each of you, but I just want to reiterate something here. You're getting good grades in class,
Okay.
but you're not turning in homework.
All right, I understand.
So now it's making you have failing grades.
Right.
This is what I'm asking. Is it
Okay.
necessary for
Homework to
Homework.
make up for those
when
grades.
you have grades that you're already
Already
passing with,
I-
when you're actually doing work in school?
I think so.
And then I also pose this. If the students are working on some things in school that they have read, and they're taking home homework as well, is this suitable enough to give them what they need to pass the important
I think
test
so.
to
Keep
pass
them-
to the next grade
Keep them
level,
above
like the
average.
FCAT?
Keep them above average. I think it's necessary. I think so.
When the homework and the classwork has nothing to do with the FCAT, do you
Okay.
think that the students should be drilled more towards the FCAT or the other tests that will help them go to the next level in school? Yes, sir.
Honestly, homework teaches a child how to be self-sufficient
Okay.
and self-reliant.
Discipline.
It teaches them to be self-disciplined, because understand, you know, if they don't do homework now in grade school, imagine when they get to college and they don't do homework when most of the work is done at home. Another thing, a problem with our children nowadays is the internet. Our kids are stuck watching television, playing video games, they're on Facebook, they're on Twitter, they're not doing their homework. So if a child is not doing his homework, but yet he's doing A's in school, there's a problem at home. He could be an abused child, he could be living in the ghetto, he could maybe not have a place to live, you know, he could, you know, there's so many factors involved. See, that would raise a red flag if a child who's doing A grades in school turns in no homework and is failing at home. Is he cheating in school? You know, there's obviously something happening or something wrong that the psychologist at school would have to talk to the child and his parents to find out why is this child not passing or completing his homework.
Thank you, sir. I believe your name is Mitchell?
Yes.
Thank you. Yes, sir.
Now, I'm
Yes,
looking
ma'am.
at
I'm
the
sorry.
other end, no, that's okay. I'm looking at something different. I'm seeing that the child is not being challenged enough in school, or the work is not applicable to their level of expertise in whatever skill they're trying to develop.
That is a very good one. That will be, we're coming towards that issue, up in the next issue that will be raised. Yes, sir.
Homework is necessary. If that's part of the curriculum, I think it's necessary, because high school gives you the ability and it's supposed to place you in position to carry the momentum into college, so you can be able to be established, and so you can be able to go forth in your career. Because you don't want the student to become stagnant, to get comfortable. They become comfortable and complacent, and the same way they would deal with school, as far as just getting A's and they get absent homework, that's how they would carry on with life. So that will put them in position and carry them momentum where if one thing is all right and another thing goes lacking, there's no balance, and we need balance.
Thank you very much. Yes, ma'am.
I believe that it should be absolutely mandatory, no
Yes.
ifs, ands, or buts. And if there are some students that are accelerated versus the ones that are falling behind, the ones that are getting it already and moving ahead could maybe even be part of giving back to those that need a little bit of tutoring.
Very good point. Very good point raised there. The final issue, thank you all so much for your input. The final issue that I raised is the current attendance laws. If a student can go to school 4 out of 5 days and still be able to pass all of their classes, why are the absences controlled? It is possible, however, if I complete everything, another example, at work, early, is my supervisor going to tell me to go home? So what I'm getting to here is, if the students are only going to school and they're able to do their work early enough, because the work is not applicable up until their level, how would they be able to continue in life and they'll be stuck into this same mood? I've done it early, I can go, I can leave. And also the laws tell them at the age 16 that they can leave school at their own free will. But when they want to come back to school under the age of 18, their parents have to then re-enroll them. Issue raised here. So are our teachers here for the paycheck? Are our parents not working enough with the student and the student not working enough with the teachers? What do you think would be some of the possible things that we can look at deeper and raise questions to people in higher authorities with the school systems? Yes, sir. I'll take all of your questions, and what I will do before I take your last questions, I'm going to inform you that I will put every question that you have onto paper, and I will ensure that we find ways for our students and our teachers to be better. And if we can, incorporate some parental classes as well. For parents who do not work, they'll get to come to the school and see what it's like as well, and not be put with specific boundaries. Oh, you can't come to school this time, you can't come to school that time because your student is this, your kid is that. But allow the teacher to come in and sit with the student, and together they learn moving forward. So I will take your questions. Yes, sir.
About attendance laws. It's interesting, a child at 16 can drive, okay? They can go to school, check themselves out. I honestly think that they should not be able to personally check themselves out at school at age 16. You know, that's a little too young, because they can't make an adult decision like an 18-year-old would be able to make an adult decision. Another thing, as far as children, whether teachers are there to collect a paycheck, look at the students' grades. You know, this is how I always looked at it when I was in grade school, in high school. You can tell the teachers that are really there for the job, you know, the ones that are not just there for the check, they have fun with their students. You know, the kids enjoy it. They, you know, if a student likes the teacher, they pass the class. If the student does not like the teacher, if the student does not like the teacher, they tend to fail the class. And so what I'm getting at, my point is that back when I went to school, there were really good teachers where everybody participated and it was fun, and you actually enjoyed going to school and you couldn't wait to come back, and you hated the weekends.
Sir, I don't want to make it sound bad or anything, but that's, when we were in school, there were a lot of things that's much different, but the laws have changed in many ways in the educational system, as well as we didn't have to take certain tests to go to the next grade level. We didn't have to take certain tests to even be able to come out of school. Now, they're making the kids take these tests. Are these tests actually necessary? Yes, ma'am. I'll take you, sir. And then we have to close.
I think the tests are necessary, because that's the only way you're going to know what their current status is. How you need something to measure by. You need to be able to say, well, in 3 months, this child was able to go from this level to this level. Yeah, and you need to be able to give that to the child so they'll have an understanding too. But the issue you brought up earlier about the 4 day, if they were able to do the work in 4 days, what would happen the 5th day? Why not do the mandatory tutoring on the 5th day? Or why not?
Excellent point. That is something
Or
that
why
I
not
will
make it
raise
optional
back.
for them to work on only that 5th day?
True.
Work on what they're filling in.
Mhm.
That is
And not be
excellent.
allowed to leave early during the school for the other 4 days.
Yeah, I agree with that.
That is really, really, I am really want to write that. I think that will be the first one.
Okay.
Yes, sir. And then we have to close. I'll take any closing remarks by paper.
Yeah, you know, like you said, back in the day, it's not like how it was when we was in school.
Exactly.
You know, and a lot of these tests, I think it's unnecessary, you know, because it's not gearing them towards their future. You know, and I have to say this, for instance, my nephew, he graduated at 15. He was that smart. And you got a handful that can do that. Get out of high school at 15 or 16 and go to college and still be a mature female or male in society. You know, like the laws they have today, you can check out of school and all that. I don't think they should be able to do that. You know, just like she said, on the 5th day, they should be geared, use that day for whatever they're failing in.
Each one teach one, each one reach one. Either the student who is accelerated enough can come back and teach the other,
Right.
help or tutor the other students.
Exactly.
And if they have parents as well, you know, I believe if we make school a more of a learning opportunity for the parents who do not know as well as the
Right.
students, that it could be such as hope, helping other people excel
Exactly.
and do better with themselves.
That's right.
So I will raise and pose all your questions in a letter form. If you don't mind, if you can give me your email address on the paper that's here, the same letter that I sent to the principal, I will make sure that you get the same one. Again, my name is Angela Hill. I am representing middle schools, high schools, and elementary school, but I work at elementary XYZ Elementary, okay? I thank you each and every one for your time.
Thank you.